Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Formula A podcast.
Is that a Ferrari?
That sounded like a Ferrari almost.
Yeah,
I think it did.
It's a really good impression you got there, Kyle.
Oh, thank you very much. A Ferrari that can never finish a bloody race, even from pole position. It strikes again. This is our Baku review show and our Montreal preview show, our home race. So this is going to be a double feature episode, and it's going to be sick. We got a lot to talk about. But as you can guess by the circus sound effects at the start, it's a really good time to not be a Ferrari fan.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're Max Verstappen, you're kind of liking it because he's got more race wins from Charles Leclerc poles than Charles does.
That is such a scary stat. Well, not for Ryan.
No, I'm not a
Like
fan of it
that.
either. I want to see a competition. I hated Mercedes dominance, and I would hate Red Bull dominance less, but I still would not enjoy it because I just like good hard racing. So if our Red Bull is just out in front every weekend because Mercedes hasn't figured out their porpoising and Ferrari can't figure out how to keep a car together for a race, so there's just no fun in watching that.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think any of us want to see the dominance. I mean, even though we did predict that one too, in the
Yep.
right order too. All three of us got that. So
Yeah.
Ding ding.
yeah, a nice little clap and a pat on the back for that. But I mean, it's pretty embarrassing when a pole position is not even beneficial to you or your team. It's shocking. And I don't know, I can't remember how many years it's been since they said somebody hasn't won a race from that many consecutive pole positions in a row. I can't remember, but it's shocking. I mean,
Well, Charles Leclerc's got to be up there for one of the highest pole holders.
yeah.
Like, he's got to be top 10, top 15, I would
I
think.
think so. He's been on pole a handful of times.
14.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
That's a
He's
lot.
got more poles than Max, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. He's pulling his weight. The team isn't. I mean, like,
Yeah.
the reliability sucks, but like, I don't know, God, where do you think they go from here, Ferrari? Honestly, it's slipping
I
away
just-
so fast.
But
think
what
Ferrari
happened?
really
they
needs a
they were
win.
like
Yeah. Oh,
pumping in hundreds of laps in testing,
Yeah.
and they came out swinging for the first 4 races, and it's just vanished into thin air. Like, I just don't understand. I really don't understand it.
Yeah. And after the first 3 races, everybody was ripping Red Bull and being, wow, they've got such a fast car and it can't finish a race.
No.
And quote Michael Scott, the turn how the turntables, and now it's Ferrari that can't finish a race. It's
Yeah,
pretty shocking.
it is shocking. It's not nice to see because I still like Ferrari and I like Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, so it's not something I wish on any of them.
Well, I mean, everyone's a Ferrari fan. Even if you support Red Bull, you're still a Ferrari fan.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to some.
Quoting the guy that
Yeah.
won 4 championships with Red Bull. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy who had an amazing, I think he had a really good race on Sunday.
Ooh,
Like that
yeah.
that save when he had his little slip up with Ocon, I think if he didn't go off, like, mind you, he only lost 6 seconds in that thing, but I think he would have been top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
For context, we're talking about the Sebastian Vettel pulling around the Aston Martin green tractor.
Yeah, it was a good. It was a good segue though. I mean, but he 6 seconds he lost. Is that
Yeah,
it?
he only
Yeah.
lost 6 seconds.
Wow. I mean, he turned that car around like a true alpha. Just ripped that steering wheel, spun it right around, and said, "I'm getting back in this race."
And it was almost, he almost hit Tsunoda, who, like,
Yeah, it was a little bit. He hesitated, and if he didn't, and he just went right away, he would have been way clearer, and it would have been way safer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess Tsunoda technically didn't miss out anyways because his car ended up getting damaged at the end.
You know what? I think he's a little bit lucky that he didn't at least get investigated for that
Yeah.
track
Yeah.
entry. That
Yeah.
could have been an unsafe.
It could have been. But is it safer to have a winking DRS like Sonoda did?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never ever seen that before. Half
That
the
was
DRS
insane.
opening. Yeah.
Well, the wing split in
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's bizarre. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it was
I don't understand why he had to come in.
because
I really
it's a
don't.
safety thing.
It's safety, I guess.
Yeah, but it
I mean,
wasn't a safety concern if it didn't open.
But the wing was one open, one not. So it, like, he could have.
So my point
he could
is,
have lost it on the straight though, because the
But
downforce
just
wasn't
don't-
consistent side to side.
but just don't open it, is what I'm saying.
But
he
the
wasn't,
wing is broken.
but it didn't look like it was going to go anywhere if it was staying shut.
I guess maybe the race directors might have seen something that it could have broken. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, I guess you get a
'Cause
piece of wing
yeah,
flying into
once-
someone's halo. That's not a good thing.
And once you get that meatball flag, the black and orange flag, there's
meatball
no
flag.
there's no arguing. You got to come in,
And
you
then
got to
they
make a
did
fix.
the, like, for the local guys, they did the most top drift fix you could have
Yeah.
ever imagined. Just get the
Oh.
tape and send it back out.
Duct tape fixes everything. It's so funny. They had an FIA race director like charging down, like it looked like Michael Schumacher after he ran into the back of David Coulthard, just storming down the pits to rip AlphaTauri. And it's like duct tape works. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It does not fail. Every other race series uses duct tape.
Hey, you
Doesn't
asked,
matter if it's Top Drift, Le Mans. It doesn't matter. They all use it.
and a lot of something people don't realize is if you look at an F1 car extremely closely, there is tape over the edges of the body panels to reduce the drag. So F1 cars already have tape on them to begin with. So everybody needs to chill out with the tape. It's not that big of a deal.
Seriously, yeah.
If it was me, I would have popped out a drill and done some crisscross zip ties because that's my style. I guess taping's way faster in that scenario.
Yeah.
I hope they don't have to deal with that again. Let's just say that.
That was-
but I applaud them for it.
Yeah, that was a
I
fluky
love the duct tape,
situation,
yeah.
like a wing splitting in half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, Ferrari's got the engines that they can't figure out. I guess the Red Bull teams can't figure out their DRS or rear wings, so
Yeah.
everyone's got their own.
Hey, they had it. Red Bull had it figured out for Baku.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. I'd rather have. If the DRS doesn't open, okay, it sucks. Obviously, the track back, it sucks. But I'd rather have that than a engine that just explodes.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just Ferrari.
Did you hear how-
Magnussen, Joe?
Was it Magnussen or Joe? I think it was Joe. It was confirmed a cooling issue that's engineered by Alfa Romeo. So it was not a Ferrari concern, but still, it's really bad luck that you had 4 Ferrari powered cars
For mechanical
Yeah,
failures.
all
for mechanical failures.
Yeah.
Kevin Magnussen's, I believe, was fully. I might have them flipped around. It might have been a Haas cooling issue, and then Alpha's was a Ferrari issue. And then I don't know if you heard the onboard of Sainz's car. How loud the bang was
Oh.
terrifying.
It was crazy. Yeah. It
Yeah,
was like a kick drop.
even watching from the TV, it startled me. Like
Yeah.
it made me jump.
Yeah. So, man, they.
And that was hydraulics apparently. But still,
Yeah.
still a Ferrari issue regardless.
Yeah, there's a boatload of problems. There wasn't even any gravel this week, so you can't
Yeah.
even blame that on signs either.
No, that's
Honestly,
So, that was-
Sainz
that
just
all
had
Ferrari.
such bad luck.
You know what? I don't know if that would have been Sainz's best race if the cars stayed together. Because you saw it when the Ferraris were together. The 3 of them were just leaving him behind. And I haven't looked at lap times and the deltas, but I'm curious if he would have fought with Russell at some point. No, I don't think so.
No. Especially with that car on the straights, there's no chance.
No.
Yeah,
Mercedes
it would have
is
been too
just-
hard. Well, you open it for a nice segue there. The Mercedes and the straightaways. My goodness, the porpoising. Oh my God, I'm so sick of this word, but it keeps coming up.
But it sounds like if you guys watch the Lewis onboards, it sounds so violent. Like
Oh, it's terrible. I can't believe there wasn't more people complaining about back issues or anything like that.
But you
It's
know
insane.
what makes me laugh though is the Mercedes complaining that something needs to be done about the porpoising. Is that you know that meme where the guy puts the stick in the
bicycle wheel
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like you guys know that you can, yes, you're compromising performance, but raise the ride height a little bit. Like you've got Lewis Hamilton who's almost 40 mangling his back. Like he basically had to get craned out of that F1 car. He did
Yeah.
not look good.
I thought he was being dramatic at first just because I was really mad at the team, but I realized after it was not him being dramatic, and it's really bad.
It
They
was
gotta
crazy.
figure that out.
And he's no spring chicken.
No.
Right? He's nearly 40 years old, right? So anyone say, "Oh, Russell's in the same machinery," my Rosberg comment there, and he's not having any back
Wait, are
problems.
you saying that George Russell is beating 7-time world champion Sir Lewis Hamilton in the same machinery?
in the same machinery?
The
Yes.
same way 2016 world driver champion Nico Rosberg beat
Rosberg.
Lewis Hamilton in the same machinery?
Yes, an aspiring vlogger, Igor Rosberg. Yeah, so it's Russell's half his age, right? It's gonna hurt him, but it's not gonna affect him like Hamilton. That's just a fact of life. People get old and things start to hurt more than younger people. But yeah, like you said with Marcus, with the jamming the javelin into the bicycle spokes, because Mercedes have complained and complained. They have to fix something. Has to get fixed. Rules have to change, and the FIA listened to them and are now investigating porpoising. They're getting right into it to resolve it, but maybe not the way that Mercedes was hoping they would get involved.
Yeah, after reading the statement from the FIA, it almost sounds like this new. I don't want to say it's a regulation, but they're basically just going to monitor the plywood or whatever underneath, just to make sure it's not getting too damaged or something like that.
Wasn't that the purpose of the plywood to begin with? So shouldn't they be doing that already?
Yeah, but now they're going to be stricter, I guess, or the
Okay.
blocks or whatever, the thing that they
Tighten the
monitor.
parameters
Yeah.
of what's tolerable. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Which basically hurts Mercedes now because they're forced to raise the ride height.
Yeah.
Tough luck. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. These are the same guys that figured out the perfect formula for 7-8 years. So
You
I
got to
don't know.
adapt.
I have no guilt for that team. Like
No,
other people are
I
figuring.
don't think anybody does.
Probably
Well,
a
maybe-
massive Mercedes fan base.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, I don't think anyone really has too much sympathy for them. And look, I mean, they could have fixed it a while ago. A lot of other teams have already, but Mercedes seemed to have just almost given up and said, we're going to have to deal with porpoising. It's never going away, so we might as well make the car faster. But it's obviously taking a toll on their drivers. So the FIA is just saying, you can't do this. You have to fix it. It has to go away. And I think
Yeah, I
they're
agree with it,
also
though.
putting. Oh, I totally agree with it. I totally agree with it. But they're also saying that there's a level of it has to do with the bouncing, like a certain level of oscillation or height that the car can move up and down before I don't know, I guess a penalty or a fine or something would be incurred, or maybe even failed tech inspection or something after qualifying, lose your quality result. I don't know.
Well, if they make that like an official point, then you could figure that out before Parc Ferme.
Yeah, you would hope.
You would
Yeah.
hope in your 3 practice sessions, and then you figure out the formula that's the safest / fastest setup and
Yeah.
tolerable parameters, and that's the way you run the car.
Yeah.
I think
And if
a
it doesn't
cool,
work-
a cool way to run it would be no Parc Ferme for qualifying. You can run it as aggressive and as low as you want. Set your fastest time, and then you can change it for the race.
What was the era where they had qualifying tires where they were like super fast for 1 lap, but they were like gone after that?
Wasn't that like the super soft or the hyper softs or something like that?
Yeah, but was that the 90s?
That was not. Yeah, that wasn't. I don't feel like that was that long ago either.
No, maybe it
Because
was
they used to
early.
have many compounds, and then
Yeah, you'd have like the purple tires, the pink
Yeah,
tires.
that
Because
wasn't
they
that
used
long
to
ago.
kind of do that. I remember hearing about an era where they essentially did that. It's like, go nuts, fastest setup, qualifying,
Yeah,
go wild.
which is fun, but clearly.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. Oh, you'd
Yeah.
actually like to see that again?
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's almost like
the
just
world's best engineers
Yeah.
just unleashed.
just take all the restrictions off everything.
Minimal fuel, like the lightest weight, stickiest tire that literally lasts just enough to get you over the finish line.
That would be kind of cool, actually.
I'm all
Especially
for
at Baku. We just
You know,
were
imagine
at Baku. Yeah.
imagine watching like qualifying these like super lightweight, incredibly grippy, like low fueled cars just throwing huge sparks going through the corners faster than we've ever seen.
That would be pretty cool.
would be
Actually,
cool.
now you got me thinking about it.
And you can change the wings just for qualifying, and there's no penalty for it.
Yeah, the cars would just be rocket ships.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be actually. You know what? That would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
That would be
I
kind of cool. And you know, you would hope that there wouldn't be any blocking or anything in qualifying or any of some of the mishaps we
Yeah,
see.
that part would make it sticky
Because,
if
you know-
you're on tires that literally don't last like more than
Yeah.
2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, and they tried to limit it like recently with the blocking in qualifying. Even at Baku, they have to be at a certain speed, especially coming out of that last corner with such a long straightaway. Like tracks like that, it would be kind of tough.
Yeah.
Blocking in Baku. Who was blocking in Baku? McLaren? Russell? or sorry, Norris. I'm thinking of his friend Norris and Ricardo getting in each other's way.
Yeah, that was. We're not gonna. Let's.
We kind of have to. It hurt.
Yeah.
Like Marcus and I are like obviously the McLaren fanboys. It kind of hurts to see some turmoil, but
Yeah.
we should probably open that can of worms because Baku is a tough one for.
So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with qualifying, Rick being stuck behind Lando in the beginning, or Lando being stuck behind Rick in the end? 'Cause you got three terrible.
You start with that. Let's hear it because I think you already have an angle on that one in qualifying.
So it wasn't really blocking so much as I want your slipstream.
Yeah.
No, I want your slipstream. No, I want your slipstream. And then there's just Hamilton off the left. It's like, y'all got some slipstream?
Yeah. Everybody looking for that slipstream.
Yeah.
That stinks. I mean, I know we're McLaren, but I mean, happened with Red Bull too. Perez didn't get his slipstream in qualifying. That hurt him. I mean, he still managed to get second in qualifying back, which is amazing to do without a slipstream. But obviously, that's what everybody needs at that track, and it kind of sucked. Like, we all want Ricciardo to do better, and I think everyone would agree that he's underperforming right now. But at the same time, like, yeah, the team needs to help him out too.
I don't think he was underperformed last weekend.
No, I think it's
His
pretty good
race
last weekend.
got
I meant like
compromised by the team 100%.
Yeah, I just think it's an overall consensus, I guess you could
Yes,
say.
absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think they should have just made Lando let him by because they were on different strategies. So why? Like they basically just messed themselves up. They messed up Rick's first stint and then Lando's second stint.
Yeah, they doubled down
Yeah.
with the shitty decision.
Yeah.
We made one shitty decision in the race, so here's the second.
Yeah.
They basically, you know what it was? Ferrari retired both cars, so they had to give the strategy to someone else.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. And I mean, having
An
like.
Italian guy comes over in all orange.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys want some strategy?
I have your meatball strategy right here.
That guy loading the penne noodles into the gun, shooting himself in the head.
P1, P2,
Yeah.
we cannot do it. You want the P11 and
Oh my
P12? We will do
God.
for you perfect.
I have too much spaghetti and now I regret it.
The guy. I think Ricardo's Italian descent, right? It kind of fits.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
his parents are Italian and
Yeah.
or- I don't know if they're born in Italy,
Oh my god.
but he speaks Italian too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard listening, and while Lando's complaining, obviously he wants to get ahead of him too, which is like, you know,
Lando
They-
got feisty on the last lap too.
yeah, he
Did you
did.
see him pull out trying to?
He was thinking about
he was
it.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
He said, "Go for it if you can." He should have. And I saw his little comment. I forget where he wrote it. He's like, "I could have done better if I was a rebel."
Oh yeah, a lot of guys could say that, but I mean, you know, I guess you got to do what's good for the team, I
Just say you
guess.
follow
But
team
like,
orders.
listening to them tell like Ricardo, like, oh, you have to hold station because Norris wants to undercut Alonso because he pit and got stuck in traffic and blah 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 blah. And meanwhile, Ricardo is like got Gasly breathing down his neck and is just waiting to get past, and they won't let him do anything. It did kind of suck. I didn't like seeing that.
It all started in Australia, the very first race. Norris had a problem, and they told Ricciardo to hold position behind Norris in a broken car in front of his home race.
Yeah,
So-
that kind of stung.
That was the
That kinda
beginning of
stung.
the end, I think, and McLaren was the one who threw the first punch, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No fighting. Well, sorry, I didn't mean to say a line there from Jean-Pierre Lambiase, because we also got that message to Red Bull too. So I don't want to leave them out of the party.
You know what though?
That was a-
Max was way like
This
he
one was
2 seconds ahead, and
This
he
was
finished
easier.
the race
20 seconds in front
20
of-
seconds clear of Perez. That's not team orders. That's let's get both cars home and maximize the points.
Yeah, that was easier. That was a much easier decision than.
And even you could see it in Perez's body language in the post-race interviews.
Yeah,
Like, he's like,
he didn't have it.
it was a good team decision.
Yeah,
It's,
Like especially when you finish 20 seconds behind your teammate, you can't be like, oh, you know, I got a win robbed from me. No, you
No.
just
Max.
you
was
wouldn't
just-
have.
Yeah.
Max would have figured out a way around you, and all you would have done was hurt each other's tires and potentially cause a risk for an accident.
Yeah.
That's all it does at
Yeah.
that point. For us, selfishly as fans, yeah, we love to watch it for sure. Let them go racing because That Baku was kind of boring, not going to
Yeah.
lie. It wasn't very exciting that one.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think had the Ferraris not DNF'd, we maybe would have gotten.
Oh,
some-
we got robbed as fans.
Yeah.
I think it
yeah.
would have been great to watch. I hate to say it, I don't think Sainz would have been much part of it,
No.
but
No,
watching
he's off.
Leclerc's like the new Verstappen. Verstappen's the new Hamilton, and Perez is the new Bottas.
oh
Yeah.
man.
That come on, it's kind of playing out to be that way. I hope not.
I think Perez has a bit more of a backbone with not
To
sort
whom it
of
may
following,
concern.
not sort of just following orders as the same extent that Bottas did. I think he would be a little bit more rebellious, but I do think he also fully understands his position in the team. I don't think he would have. I don't think he would really argue that Max is the number one driver. I doubt he would.
No.
But I think
He wouldn't want to talk about it because it just kind of.
I don't think anybody really wants to talk about that, but I think he does. You know, if he can squeeze out a win here and there, if he can, I mean, obviously mount up maybe a potential championship battle, that would be nice. But he does think realistically, I think, but he's a little more rebellious than Bottas. You know, I think he stands up to his teammate just a little bit more.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Especially, yeah.
But there's also a very good relationship between Max and Sergio.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like if you see all the behind the scenes, or even when Max
Yeah,
talks
Lewis
about
and
stuff,
Bottas had a great relationship too, I think.
I don't think it would have been the same
yeah,
if
I don't think it's the
Bottas
same.
No.
didn't listen to team orders.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
Well, it's, you
Yeah.
know what? I bet you Hamilton's missing Bottas pretty
Oh yeah.
well right
definitely,
now.
Definitely.
Has Hamilton ever been outscored this many times in a row by any other teammate? Or is this a new record?
Maybe Jensen Button.
Maybe. yeah.
Maybe.
I'm going to see if it's a new. I want to check that. Or when's the
that's-
last time? How long has it been since Hamilton's been outscored?
That-
Yeah,
that-
Alonso may have outscored him.
No,
they were pretty neck and neck.
No, Hamilton beat him that season. I'm thinking maybe one of the Button McLaren years.
Yeah.
Maybe. But you're right. I think this might be the most consecutive time he's been outscored by a teammate.
Yeah. So speaking of Bottas, he got almost outscored
Almost.
by his rookie teammate.
Yeah.
And Bottas came out and admitted it, and he's like, cars were set up the same, he was genuinely faster, don't know where the pace is.
Yeah.
It's like,
Shouts
but
out to Joe.
Shout out to Joe.
Yeah, he was looking good.
Guy's got terrible luck for his rookie season.
Yeah. Yeah, I think eventually it'll come together for him. Yeah, but it's they got to figure out reliability. Obviously, all the Ferrari teams need to figure out reliability. No surprise there. But yeah, he was looking pretty good. So we got to give him his flowers too. So
Yeah.
looking pretty good. And yeah, I think he'll figure things out. He's a good driver, Joe. So yeah, but
Yeah, maybe he'll have better luck in Canada this weekend.
yeah.
I hope so. I'm
Yeah.
actually starting to really like him. And
Yeah.
I didn't have nice things to say about him when I saw the news come out that he was being signed.
Yeah.
I thought it was just another pay driver. I was all mad that Piastri was getting robbed and
Well, it looks like Piastri might be getting the Williams seat. It's I don't know if you guys saw the article, but I think there was some talks where Alpine is willing to loan Piastri to Williams if Williams runs Renault powertrains.
Yeah. Yep.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's a pretty big rumor. I mean, a power unit change is always a huge deal, and
Man, is this the collapse of the Mercedes mothership? So you're no longer on the podium. Your car's a shitbox. I'm just quoting Toto.
yeah, that's fair.
You're literally shaking the shit out of your 7-time world champion.
All of these are spelled
And now you're-
CHIT, by the way, just for censorship.
Sorry. And you're gonna start to lose possible customer teams. Like this could be the beginning.
Yeah.
Not of the end, but the beginning of
And not to mention, the
hard
Williams
fall.
is technically the Mercedes version of AlphaTauri, right?
was.
Was.
If you
Yeah.
have a Renault power engine, a Renault driver, and
Well,
a Red
that's
Bull
what I'm
driver,
saying.
you're
Yeah.
officially no longer the
Yeah.
Mercedes.
But
But I know what you're saying. Yeah, they were.
But that's what Alpine and Renault have been seriously lacking. They're the only team that doesn't have a customer supplied team where they can put these academy drivers. And Alpine, has arguably, the best academy going right now, and they have nowhere to put them.
And it'll hurt
So-
their reputation if, like, for instance, let's say I wanted to put my kid through a Formula One academy.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this kid just won all 3 feeder series in a row, and he's just sitting on the sidelines. I'm like, could give Red Bull or Ferrari a call. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to pick Renault.
There's
or
nowhere to
Alpine.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go. I mean, y'all.
Speaking of Williams Renault, do you remember the last time they were together? Do you remember who may have won a championship with that pairing?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Our boy, Uncle Jacques. Well, not the actual Uncle Jacques. Jacques Villeneuve. Unreal time. Still the last Williams world champion,
Yep.
and that was Williams Renault.
And last Canadian champion, too. Not the
Yeah. Last.
Was it the first?
First and last
Yeah,
game.
that's right,
Only
that's
one.
right.
Yeah, Gilles unfortunately never had the chance. Got cut really short.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we maybe another dynasty in the works. Williams Renault. I mean, I highly doubt it, but one can only dream. They do have a
Plot twist, they keep Latifi, and he wins a world title, and he repeats Jacques Villeneuve.
yeah, and then he's just raining. Yeah, and he's just raining in Nutella sponsorship dollars after that. Yeah, but I mean, even if the team doesn't turn into a dynasty, they could have a dynasty-worthy driver on their hands in Oscar Piastri next season. So if that engine deal goes through, and then Alpine's willing to send him to Williams for 2023. Yeah, and unfortunately, we all know who will be making way. We've covered this before on the podcast, but we all know who will be making way. Unfortunately, would be the
Mr.
Canadian
Latifi.
Nicholas Latifi.
But also, too, if you're Williams and you're watching the speed trap as that Alpine's coming down the straight,
Oh man, was
you
it
would
ever
definitely be going, yeah,
Was it
I
ever
want
fast
some of
and
that.
back?
Yeah.
Didn't it get like 350 or something?
I think it was like 347.
Yeah, it was like
something.
high 40s, I think.
Did it? I think it had the fastest speed trap. Or
Yeah,
was-
I remember it wasn't even really too close either. The Alpine was just a rocket ship on those straights.
yeah.
So
I am okay. After watching that, Alonso, Monza, look out.
oh, spicy.
That's my take.
Which is
That is a
Interesting.
hot take.
yeah. I mean, the track where he nearly fought for a remarkable pole position was Australia, and that track got turned into a serious like speed trap with all those changes,
Yeah,
right?
man.
So yeah,
Just get rid of a couple more slow sections, and you pretty much have a Monza.
yeah, because I mean, Baku is half the track is a straightaway basically, but the parts that aren't a straightaway are very slow corners, so that would have
Yes.
hurt them quite a bit. Obviously, it's why they weren't that much further up the order,
Man, if
but the potential's there.
I'd be so excited to see an Alonso podium.
That would be sweet. We got one last year in Qatar.
And having a Red Bull or a Ferrari, especially a Ferrari right now, drop out in a race is very high as the season's played out. So
Yeah, that's a really good point.
if you could sit in fifth and kind of do a Russell
Yeah,
and just wait, if you have the car and the speed, it's there.
that's a good point.
It's there for
Yeah,
Alpine.
some of these teams that are maybe higher performing than them or better, they're just nerfing themselves and they're blowing up or having stupid incidents, crashes, whatever. And yeah, you just got to sort of sit in the wings and make sure your times are relatively competitive, and you can squeak in a sneaky top 5 here and there. Because yeah, I think Alpine's like best finishes so far is like 6th.
It's
So-
not doing us justice, in my opinion. I think it's a better car than.
Yeah, it's got to be better than that. They definitely want to be better than that.
I think they're right on the edge because the drivers are good. They'll have a couple slip ups, but not
Oh.
bad. The team.
complimenting Ocon.
Wow.
Wow,
Are you okay?
Ryan complimenting
Move
Ocon.
on from that.
All right, no, we caught you. You're recorded, so you can't escape it.
I can get over Brazil
Yeah.
maybe one day. But yeah, I think the team's just made some slight mistakes, some very minor strategy mistakes. But I feel like the puzzle's almost there, and in this season it's just gonna go click.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they'll start Because I don't think McLaren's going to be fighting Mercedes for that third position.
No, it looked maybe possible at first, but no, it's definitely
So
not.
maybe
Yeah.
Alpine figures it out, does an upgrade, and then they go after Mercedes? Does that be fun to watch?
That'll be fun. I still think they're going to be fighting for fourth this year with McLaren.
Still good to watch.
And maybe Alfa Romeo if they can stop blowing themselves up. But we'll see. But Alpine seems to be in the right trajectory. They were a little sluggish at the start, but they made some huge upgrades. And they've got the speed figured out. They just got to work on that aero package and the chassis. So it could be coming together.
Yep.
It could be coming together. And I mean, we've got another speed track coming up now.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they could be hot here.
They could be
at home.
sneaky good in the Formula A home Grand Prix in Montreal at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. So we just brought up Villeneuve, obviously, the track that bears the family name. It's going to be wicked.
You're not going, are you? Is any of us
No,
going?
I don't think any of
I
us
have a lot of friends going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
do
do
know
I,
quite a
and
few
it's-
people that are going. I usually would go every year, but
Tickets are stupid expensive.
yeah, if you guys see the ticket prices this year, it's insane.
It used to be like $200 for the whole weekend. Now
Yeah.
you're lucky if you get a hot dog for $200.
Hot dog?
Yeah, but it'd be Montreal like smoked meat hot dog, I guess.
To
If
be
you're all
fair-
you meat eaters, yeah.
I'm getting married at the end of August, so I need to hold every penny very close to me at the moment.
Oh,
Or
so
I
there you
would
go.
be going to.
Yeah,
You say that,
next
but
year.
I'm sure I can sneak a track day out of you soon.
yeah.
It's okay. The seed's been planted.
Always make room for cars.
A track day, I could
Yeah.
maybe work something out.
Just to
Yeah.
give everyone context, I'm doing a track day with some friends like 2 days before Ryan's wedding, and I've been slowly
No, it was the
convinced-
weekend before, I thought.
No, it's the 25th. That's like
Oh,
3 days.
no, I'm not going. to
Yeah, you
that.
are. It's like 2 days before your. It's like the Thursday before your wedding.
No.
Yes, that would be the best weekend of your life.
Under the assumption I don't blow my car up.
You don't
Okay,
have a
well,
Ferrari, so
yeah.
there
I have
you
an
go.
STI, it's pretty
Yeah,
much a Ferrari.
Yeah.
The blow
Oh my
up part, not the
goodness.
speed
Yeah,
part.
the blow up part.
Well, I mean, if
Um,
both engines are blown up, the cars are going the same speed.
It's true.
There you go. Might as well enter the Grand Prix.
Maybe I can get 14 poles and let Max win from
There we
most
go.
of them.
There we go. Yeah, we have predictions. We have predictions for Montreal too. We did relatively good in Baku, so we're feeling okay about ourselves right now. Let's pull them up here actually, and let's see, because I do feel pretty confident about our picks. I'll start with mine. So this is for the Canadian Grand Prix this weekend. I have Chuck Leclerc. We're back in North America, so I guess I gotta call him Chuck because of that
Leclerc.
stupid Miami Grand Prix. So I've got him in first. I think I cannot realistically see
No.
this debacle of Ferrari just continuously blowing up. They've got to figure it out eventually. He keeps getting pole. He's pulling his weight. It's about time the team pulls theirs. Lock it in. That's my catchphrase. Lock it in.
Yes, it
Leclerc's winning. Verstappen second. Perez third. This is where it gets a little boring. Sainz fourth. Hamilton fifth. Ahead of Russell.
That's now a bold prediction.
I know it is a bold
Which is
prediction. I think I've
crazy
said
to
it
think.
twice. This is the third time in a row I think I've said it now, and I've been wrong both times. So
I hate to say it, Hamill beating Russell is almost like saying Schumacher's going to get his first points.
yeah, which doesn't seem, that's a whole other. Just oh my goodness. I know our reel kind of blew up there on Instagram, and we took a bit of heat for that opinion. We got some sympathy for it too, but that's a whole other topic. So Russell 6, Bottas 7th. Again, I'm banking on Ferrari reliability. Maybe that's a terrible idea. And Sonoda, my boy Yuki, in 8th. I think he's looking
Yeah.
really good lately. So I think they got the duct tape figured out. I'm locking him in 8th. Marcus, do you want to do the honors for your picks here?
So I've got Max Verstappen first, followed by Charles Leclerc. I think Perez
Chuck
is.
Leclerc.
Sorry, Chuck.
No, you don't need to say that.
And
Get it
hopefully the chassis holds up well. And we'll have Perez rounding up the podium. I think Russell's going to sneak ahead of Sainz on merit.
Ooh.
We'll have Sainz in 5th, Hamilton in 6th,
A lot of gravel in Montreal.
and then
That's a lot of gravel.
There's a lot of gravel.
and then Pierre Gasly.
Yes.
7th.
Here.
And then we've
Gasly.
got Lando Norris P8, which I'm starting to think was a really bad prediction.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's
My
He's
P8
always
is
there.
just as bold as your P8.
he's always.
Yeah,
I can't
that's
wait.
true.
Yeah, I'm looking at your P8 right now, and I'm gonna let you.
Well,
Read
he's
that
got
off.
quite a bold.
He's got
quite a
it.
bold.
Is it
prediction.
really
Yeah.
bold? I don't think
Well,
it's that bold.
one of the names on
there's
there
a
is.
couple bold
Your
ones.
P4 is
Yeah,
pretty.
so we got Verstappen winning, Leclerc second. That's not very exciting. Perez third, not very exciting. Alonso fourth.
That's exciting.
I'm on the Alpine fast on the straight train.
Yeah.
I'm on it. Sainz for 5th. Russell 6th. Hamilton 7th. And Daniel Ricciardo for 8th.
Nice roll. Nice roll there. The Ricardo one's bold. Everybody wants to know about that P4 though for Alonso, which
I think we covered it pretty well.
yeah,
Why I'm
before
feeling that way.
before this podcast I thought this guy's a lunatic. But
No,
now
I'm
that we've gone over it, I'm almost like kind of regretting that I didn't put him in the top 8. Or
Yeah.
P4 might be bold, but I definitely see him
could-
landing at
I could
top
see him
8.
top 8. Yeah.
he could fight
And then, like,
Signs. He could fight Signs. I have no reason to have much
This-
confidence in Signs right now. So
The top 4 are pretty boring most of the time, but the bottom 4 now of the top 8 predictions,
Yeah.
it's really, you could have Sonoda in there, you could have Vettel in there, you could have some McLarens in there, you could have some like it is beautifully mixed after.
Pedro Gaseoso as well in there.
So good.
That Spanish newspaper. Yeah, so that's a fun one. You could always mix things in there. But this is it's gonna be a party of a race.
So when you
This is
say mix
Montreal.
things in there, like a good mixed drink, because you said you've been to the Montreal Grand Prix before, right?
Yeah, so before the vid came and destroyed everything, like I would, I'd throw a bag in the car, saddle up, and drive off to Montreal with a group of people, pretty much every year.
Okay, so if any listeners are going, where's the spot? Where do you party?
You guys
In
want to?
Montreal.
You guys are looking to go to a club called La Voûte. If you want to, because Montreal, everybody knows Montreal during Grand Prix weekend is crazy. The whole city is just a giant party. It's super fun. All the drivers, all the teams love it. They all
Unlimited poutine and smoked meat sandwiches.
Yes, you can have your poutine. You can walk around with a crepe, a poutine. Sorry,
Poutine.
poutine. So you can walk around with a crepe, a poutine, smoked meat sandwich, or whatever you want, whatever tickles the fancy. But make sure you stop at La Voûte if you want to throw down, because it's just a crazy party spot. It's basically a bank vault that underground been turned into this party club. So you guys want to go there. You might see some drivers walking around in there too, or some
Also,
other celebs.
I heard every employee is the same height as Yuki Tsunoda.
Yeah, well, yeah, the underground bank vault. It's gonna be the goblin lair from Harry Potter, or whatever. The bank. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Any groundhogs down there, or
Any
just on
groundhogs?
track?
No, just on track. There should be a prop bet. We made our predictions. There should be a prop bet. Who is the first driver to hit a groundhog?
Oh God.
I don't promote hitting animals or anything like that, but unfortunately, it's when this car is going over 300 kilometers an hour and little creatures running around on the track, stuff's gonna happen. Unfortunately, yeah, these things unfortunately happen. But yeah, shouts out to the groundhogs. Please stay off to the sides of the track.
Well, one
Yeah.
thing I hope I don't start to see is the F1 season turn into Groundhog Day with just Max and Sergio 1-2s all the time. I really hope
Yeah,
Ferrari
That's what I'm saying.
figures it out. And
I genuinely don't want them to be the new Mercedes. I genuinely do not want that.
No, I don't it's.
Then you'll see Leclerc throwing a fit, and he's switching the 2-in-1 board with Max's car.
Yeah, because it has been 3 years. It's been 3 years since we've been back and had a home Grand Prix here.
Wow, Vettel aged hard since we've been in Montreal.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. He's lost some hair.
For context, the last time
Yeah.
F1 was in Montreal, Vettel was in a Ferrari, and he was winning until he went through the grass. And I actually don't think he was at fault, and he wasn't, because like how fast are you going through the grass there, and the wall's that close? Like, could he
Yeah.
really have stopped any sooner or turned any harder? I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
And he squeezed Hamilton, and he got a penalty for it. I think it was ridiculous. But
Now, at the same time, I guess you could have said, well, it's his fault he was on the grass in the first place. It was driver error.
But
He
so
kind of put himself there.
here's my argument. If Hamilton wasn't there and you just did that on your own,
Yeah.
there's no chance you're getting a 5-second penalty for that.
No.
That's how you have to view it. And how many kilometers an hour he was going in the grass, do you really think he deliberately lifted off the brake to squeeze Hamilton at
Oh, I
any
don't
point?
think it was deliberate.
No.
There's no way. There's no way. I don't
It
think
kind of
ever-
looked deliberate at first,
I
and
don't,
then I thought
didn't
it
think it
through
did.
after.
Yeah.
Like, there's no chance you're stopping the car that
Yeah.
fast before the wall any sooner than he did.
Yeah. I never really had the impression that it was deliberate, like he tried to do it. I just think they gave him the penalty because it was his own error, or I guess.
And I guess he was impeding Hamilton. Or,
Well,
Yeah.
didn't the FIA, well, they said this was years after, but they make decisions on penalties based off what you do, not the outcome,
Yeah.
right? That's the whole thing. So
Yeah.
that would apply. So you have to pretend Hamilton's not there
Yeah.
if you're following that logic.
And, yeah, when you
I know
use
it
that
is.
logic,
Exactly.
it makes
I would
sense.
not have wanted to
Yeah,
be.
that's
I would
tough.
not have wanted to be a steward in that situation.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to call, but
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we got the board movement. That was funny. I was actually there, for, like standing on the
that's cool.
the grid, and I got to see that. That was really cool. But it's a huge race. It's driver favorite. Everybody seems to love the track, unless you're going into the Wall of Champions, obviously. But it sort of separates the men from the boys, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of high-speed sections with tight chicanes.
Marcus knows this, but when I started drifting, I was a bit of a Latifi myself. And instead of the Wall of Champions, I was the champion.
Champion of walls.
I was the champion of walls.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. There's over under 1.5 yellow flags. Do you think there'd be 2 yellow flags during the race?
Have we looked at the weather yet?
No,
I
we
think
haven't
have.
actually.
So before I answer that
Yeah,
question,
let's have a Montreal weather report quickly.
I wish you had the little sound clip like the. Today,
Oh, we do
today's-
get quite a bit of like. It is, one
It's
of the more
Canada.
likely places to get rain on the calendar.
I would assume almost everyone's a Canadian listener, but for those
Yeah.
who aren't, there's this joke going on in the fall and spring is you just don't know what you're gonna get. Might be
No.
30 degrees, you might get 30 inches of snow.
Yeah,
Just
you get golf ball sized hail in the morning, and
Yeah,
then you're
yeah.
eating on a patio in the evening. It's bizarre.
Just
That's
buckle
just
up. You
yeah.
don't know what you're gonna
that's
get.
That's the Canadian
Okay,
life.
so severe thunderstorms for today. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, we had severe
Oh.
thunderstorms here for all of like 20
Oh.
minutes.
Oh,
Okay.
we got Friday thunderstorms. It's only 40%, but Saturday qualifying 70% chance of showers.
Oh, okay.
You heard it here first.
So we could have a mix-up.
We're only a couple days out, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna assume that's pretty accurate. This
Yeah.
is the Weather Network app.
What about Sunday?
Sunday, 21 and sunny. It's gonna be a beautiful race day.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, so
That's
I
good for
think
the
maybe
fans.
one yellow flag.
One yellow.
I'm definitely gonna go on the over. We
You're
got
going
wet Montreal.
So like 2 at least then.
just for
but-
Latifi alone. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but if the race is
Oh,
going
That
to
was
be
I feel
dry,
bad already.
if the race is going to be dry, is there really?
Wait, are we going yellows for the race or yellows for the weekend?
I meant for the race.
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought we were
no.
Well,
doing
if it
race.
happens, because it happens in qualifying, it's red. It's pretty much red instantly now. They don't even.
That's true.
I don't even think stewards pack yellow flags on Saturdays at this point. They just throw the red instantly. So this was for the race.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
just for
definitely going
race.
under.
Under.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'll be I wouldn't say a boring race, but I think there's going to be a little bit of a battle between Max and Charles, and then
It's always a pretty entertaining race.
Yeah.
Just the track layout is good. It doesn't really string the guys out too much. And there's 3 DRS zones, so that's always good.
Question I should know the answer to, but I don't. Do you know, or is there racing on that track outside of F1?
Not anymore. There used to be.
That's sad.
They used to have, what was it? The second tier NASCAR series?
But it's never open to public, though. That's the main question.
Like the track itself.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Oh, you can. So,
You can drive on it, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like public parkland, so yeah, it's an actual like road that goes through there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Road trip.
So you can drive on the track, yeah.
Any
Yeah.
of us own vehicles that can even hit a respectable speed on the straightaway.
Yeah, if I put
Maybe.
like a jetpack on my car.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Are you gonna have room for a jetpack, or you're gonna have to get all your hairdressing equipment out of there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Marcus drives a Miata.
And
for
I
everyone
have to.
listening.
Yeah, we have like Red Bull DRS. Unfortunately, that just doesn't open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be sweet. I'm really looking
Oh, yeah.
forward to it. It's gonna be so nice to see F1
We're back. We're
back
in
in
Canada,
Montreal
yeah.
finally. I know we do top 8 predictions, but because this is our home race, I just want to. We don't need to say like who's 9th, who's 10th, but do you think, because it is the Canadian podcast, do you think Stroll
No.
he can maybe squeeze in a point?
No. I think
This
he's
was
having-
the site of his first F1 points finish
Damn, that's
in
crazy.
Montreal.
I think he's
Yeah.
having one of the worst seasons he ever had. If I'm gonna be blunt and rude.
Yeah,
About Stroll.
I don't. It's blunt. I don't think it's. Maybe it's rude. Maybe
just
it's
the
rude,
truth.
but I think it is the truth, especially now that Vettel has been flying the last couple races.
I think he's
Maybe that
found
Aston
his
Martin-
groove and he's starting to figure out that car.
Yeah, maybe that Aston Martin isn't as bad as we thought. It's not that crushed up Mountain Dew can. It's a fully functional Mountain Dew can.
Well, we'll see
actually.
this weekend.
Yeah.
If Vettel throws it in the points again, then I'm gonna definitely ride my theory that
Yeah?
it's not as bad as everyone thought it was to be.
Okay, and not just points, but Q3 appearances too.
'Cause then it really is.
He's been muscling that car around pretty well lately. So
Maybe he's called Adrian Newey. He's like, hey, how do I drive Red Bulls again? I forget.
I'll say I'll throw a 10th place for Stroll.
Wow.
That'd be nice.
Okay.
That'd be nice.
I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I just don't think you're right.
I think it's pretty
Okay,
optimistic.
So if I had
but
to finish off my top 10, after Ricciardo, I can't see Norris being, if he's going to get into top 8, Norris is either going to be beating him or the team will tell him to stay behind him for some reason, realistically. So, or he has a problem. But I'm going to go with Norris 9th, and I'm going to put Vettel 10th.
okay,
He's back in the points again.
okay.
Sorry, Canadians. I would love to put Stroll or Latifi, but just don't see it.
I'm gonna go Alonso and Vettel.
Alonso and Vettel. Okay, so
9
you
and
guys are
10.
riding the Vettel train. I'm putting Stroll in 10th, Norris 9th, because I don't have any McLarens in my top 8, which kind of hurts me, but I'll throw them in there. And I think Stroll, maybe the whole he's got a grandstand named after him in the hairpin too.
I wonder how
So-
much that cost him.
I don't
How
know
much
actually.
it cost his dad.
Yes, Lawrence just blank check straight to the
Yeah.
the promoters. Give my son that grandstand, and yeah, maybe he'll give him something to cheer about. But
Yeah.
we'll have to see.
And on that note,
It's
we
gonna
are
be
hungry
winking.
and we are on our way to sushi.
Yes,
so
so-
we're gonna close this out.
But I thought we were gonna get Butsen, for the Formula A Montreal, huh?
You
Hear me
guys,
out.
anybody in Montreal should get poutine. Poutine, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah.
Bacon wrapped around French
Awesome.
fries and cheese with gravy. It's poutine sushi.
That could be pretty good.
Plus.
Seriously, if anybody listening is in Montreal this weekend, like take the food recommendations. Go
Yeah.
to La Voûte.
Two
Yeah.
things you have to try if you're in Montreal this weekend is poutine and go find a smoked meat sandwich.
There you go.
Those are the Montreal go-to.
There you
Yeah.
go. And St. Catherine Street. Do it. Just do it. And
Do
yeah,
it.
most importantly,
Do it.
have fun. Yeah, do it.
Do it. Do it.
Most importantly, have fun and enjoy Canadian Grand Prix. First time in 3 years. It's gonna be sweet. And we're going off the rails here, so we're gonna sign off. And thank you everybody again for tuning into Formula A. And we'll see you next week after the Grand Prix.
Do it.
Take care, everybody.
Do it.